Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. Yeah, have a seat. Have a seat. First time. I very quickly ask how you heard of me. Yeah. People still use that site, huh? That's good. Well, people come to me that have more than standard issues people get. Let's just say that. Hope you don't mind the cat here. She's here for support. Her presence has been known to kind of calm things down in the room, especially if the patient isn't feeling well. The client, I should say. But yeah, let me just start a new file here on you. I already got the information with your name and stuff. So let's just put that in. And discuss what's going on. Alright. So you haven't been feeling depressed or anything, but there have been times where you've feel like you're overwhelmed with stuff, right? Overwhelmed. Extreme anxiety. Feeling trapped in yourself. Interesting. Now remember, you tell me whatever you can. I'm not going to not believe you or anything. Trust me on that. All right? So you've been feeling overwhelmed periodically. Extreme anxiety during these periods. You said these are certain periods. How long do they last? Or how long do you think they last? Anywhere from 30 minutes to 2-3 hours. Doesn't sound pleasant. All right. You gotta give me the real info here, though. I know. Is there a reason you're feeling these things? Are there any indicators, anything that happens, triggers it maybe? You'll hear a buzzing. You'll feel a jolt of energy. And you feel very helpless. When did this start? About a month ago? How often? About 2-3 times a week. You told me how long it typically lasts. So these are overwhelming feelings. You have a family history of any kind of anxiety or anything like that? No. You live alone? Yeah. So you don't have anybody you have many friends? You've told this to anybody yet? No. Well, listen. You're on that website for a reason. I thought that thing was gone. But I know why people go on there. And I'm getting all this information. I can have, theories in my head about what I think it is, and I do. But you're on that website, right? And like I said, listen, you need to tell me this stuff. I'm not gonna think you're nuts. The stuff I've heard. Yours might be a little weirder, maybe not. I specialize in this. I'll do my regular therapy sessions. I specialize in the weird, the paranormal, the strange shit. So you gotta be honest with me. The cat's just chill too. So she's not affected by your presence, which is good. Yeah, you hear her purring? Yeah. It's putting you a little at ease, right? All right. So you're on that website, right? You went there for a reason. You didn't have your basic, oh man, I'm depressed, I have anxiety, serious issues, but not weird paranormal stuff. So you gotta come clean with me. You gotta tell me what's up. You're telling me all this, and I could work my way to a theory, a conclusion of what I think. There it is. All right, now let's get to it. See, I'm telling you, once you start talking, cat purring helped, didn't it? All right. So you hear the buzzing. You get headaches as well when this is going on. Bad headaches, you can feel it. So you hear buzzing, and there's a jolt of energy that runs through you. And then next thing you know, you're in your body, but you're just in your head. You're just thoughts in the head, in your own head, right? Your body's being controlled, but not by you. But you can see and hear. What about taste and smell? Well, nothing's ever been eaten. Whatever's been controlling you hasn't been eating anything during this. All right. But no on the smell, though. That's interesting. So you don't know about the taste because whatever is entity, something else, hasn't eaten anything. All right. And you said this usually goes on 30 minutes to 3 hours. I'm with it here, man. It feels like you're losing oneself. Because in this way you are. But you're trapped in your own mind. Well, whoever or whatever is controlling your body is doing whatever. Now, what's happening? Because you can see and hear, you say, right? Oh, perfect. So you've written down some notes of what you're remembering, because sometimes it's a little hazy, but you still remember a good amount. So what's been happening in these times? You said it's happened, it's going on for a month, 2 to 3 times. So what are we looking at? Let's say about 10, 8 to 10 times. You go into the Croydon Woods a lot, huh? All right, I know where it is. Digging going on. Okay. Is anything found during this dig? No. Are you going in deeper each time, or it's going in deeper? So it seems like whatever's in control here of you during these periods is trying to find something. You go into the woods every time? Every time but 2. What happened to those 2? The library you went to. Both times? What's doing there? Looking up stuff. Alright. Can you remember the dates? Because I know they have all that stuff. You go to the computer and it goes back through newspapers, articles, and stuff like that for like years on back. Can you remember? The 90s. Okay, you can remember the 90s, but not the specific year. I mean, it could be anything. That'd be tough to remember that just because it's a lot of information going in. Yeah, I would think you're in more of a weakened state when this is going on. Where do you live? You live over on Devonshire, huh? grid, whatever it is. Interesting. I'm trying to think if maybe that's connected. No, I'm not. You should be concerned. It can't be a good feeling. It's terrifying to hear. I'm gonna tell you this. That's not to make you feel better, but I've had two others come in with similar things. We were able to figure it out what it was with them. Not sure if it's gonna be the same with you, but there's a couple of things it could be. It could be one of your others. What I mean by that is there's multiple dimensions, planes of existence very close by to each other. There's a lot of you, not an insane amount. It could be that there's a bleed through over where you're at, you're living, right? Are there a lot of... Not many people live over there, right? There's only, maybe... How many by that substation? Electrical substation, maybe like 5, 6 houses. 2 are abandoned. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised they're all not, actually. The buzzing's got to be coming from there. Does the buzzing grow louder? You said before. Do you ever hear the buzzing outside of that? All right, then scratch that. All right. There could be a bleed through. Another one of yourselves could be coming through. They might not even know, or they do. They're taking control of you. So now they're in you. And they are you, even though they already are you somewhere else. But you're getting pushed back into your mind. They're taking control of your body. You don't know what the hell's going on, right? You're freaking out, probably. I don't know. When you're doing this, are you, like, actively in your thoughts, like, trying to speak, do things? Yes. And the body, or the thing controlling you, or possibly the other you, is there any reaction? Occasionally they kind of shiver and shake. That could be them feeling your thoughts. They might know what they're doing, but they might not. They could also be like something happening on their end, and they're digging. They're trying to figure out something. They're going through these newspaper articles at the library. They're digging for something in the woods. Oh, it's interesting. No, I wouldn't say you're in danger. I'm not saying you shouldn't be afraid when this happens. It's not a comfortable feeling. I don't know what happens over extended periods of time of this happening, what it's going to do to you mentally when it's all over. I'm going to discuss more of that for sure. But it could be a time traveler, but sometimes I've heard of like people traveling from the future or the past. It's mostly the past. They'll end up in somebody they don't even know. That's where they just travel into a human. I don't know the inner workings of it, and then they kind of get out of there. Who the hell knows? I don't know enough about it. The last 2 people had the same issue, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing with you. It could be possession. Demonic entity, maybe, but they're doing certain things. Like, they're not doing anything sinister. They're not going out killing people, committing crimes. They're trying to find something. It's not like they're in you and all of a sudden it's on, and they're in you for short periods. Demons typically can hang out in you for pretty much as long as they please, until your body pretty much withers from the inside out, because they're just draining what's you. So I wouldn't necessarily possession. I mean, unless there's a spirit doing it for kicks, but that does the digging and stuff. Unless it's a spirit that's trying to figure out something, and because Croydon Woods is near you too. Maybe they're trying to solve their own fucking murder or something. I don't know. I mean, it could. Digging. Something happened in those woods. They were buried. Looking through old newspaper articles, trying to figure out maybe something. Possibly. I want to move towards the other one because the buzzing, the jolt of energy, it's the symptoms are very similar to the two other people I have in here. There's one of them. It's not going to happen here because you're not near that substation. It's only going to be able to happen. This only happens when you're home. Exactly. Because it has to happen there. So you could just leave. Of course, that's the problem, right? You got nowhere to go. You don't have money to just get into another apartment or something. You have anybody you could stay with. That's pretty far. And do you want to do a little recon on this? That's crazy, I know. But if you're, I know it's got to feel terrible. It's got to be the ultimate, like, emptiness, almost like you're trapped in yourself, but also you can't grab anything, so you're trapped up here. It almost, you're in your own head, which is small. This is a small thing, right? But it also feels like you're just in a vast nothingness as well. And that's creepy. Listen, I sympathize with that 100%. If you want, you can just get the hell out. I'd say get a tent, go in wherever. Or do you want to try to figure it out? Because the other two people, we were able to figure it out, and they kind of left where they were. They said, screw it, we're done, and they've been fine. We tell them to contact us. But we'd love to get some help getting to the bottom of this. Because this has happened now 3 times. I'm thinking it's this. I'm not thinking it's possession. It could be. But I'm leaning towards this. Do you want to help? Look, I'm not going to, if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm not going to sit here and pressure you into that. All right, you at least get a hand. You think you can handle another one? It happens whenever. It could happen whenever. Try to remember anything, though. If you want to do this, it happens. Just keep your focus as much as you can, and don't do too much actual thinking, because that's wearing you down a little bit as well. Just focus on what they're doing in your body. Try to remember everything. Yeah, because I'm telling you, the less you think and your thoughts are going nuts, you're spazzing out, you're freaking out. Understand it. You mellow, now you know what might be going on. You mellow out. You mellow out, and you can focus more on, and you'll remember more stuff. All right. Listen, this isn't weird at all. Not even close. You do this for us. Me. If you're willing to. We can get you out of this. The problem is, if there's a rip there, we'd have to seal that. We're going to have people go down there. I'm going to have some people go down there because we find out there's a rip. We could seal it up too if you want. But we'd love to get more information. If you're willing, we can pay you. Money talks. No, I mean, over time, sure. If this happened maybe 100-something times, I could see there being severe issues. I think if you let it go a couple more times, it shouldn't affect anything. But once again, it's up to you. You know what? You have my number. I know you're eager and intrigued, and you have some answers, but go home and think about it and call me if you want to do it. Or if it happens again, just remember to focus and remember everything you can. And then come back to me and figure out more stuff. And we got to send people down to check if there is a rip. If there's a rip there, we know it's definitely not. I just don't think it's demonic at this point. It's they're doing too much normal stuff. I'd put it on time traveler before that. Or a spirit maybe. Getting in you, and it only has enough energy to get into you from time to time. It's trying to figure out some murder maybe. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Yeah, she's getting a little restless now. I think it's time for her to eat. Right? This cat knows a lot, man. This cat is a valuable asset, okay? Trust me. The purring calmed you down for a reason. This cat has seen things. She's been places. All right? Right? Yeah. She would probably be able to tell this. She'd probably be able to sniff out a rift. Well, anyway. You all right with this? All right. Well, I'm going to give me your email real quick. Yahoo. Okay. I'm going to send you information that's going to help you maybe try to figure out more of this as well, if you want, and other weird things that happen. And if you get through this and you help us, we can have a position for you. Because we're always excited or eager to hire new people in that are into this shit. You know, we need more people. All right? All right. Good luck. And like I said, if you're not feeling it, hey, get the hell out of there. Go into the woods, grab a tent, go somewhere. All right? All right. Let me know.